Welcome to 8 p.m. with Alexander Schoor. Today we extraordinarily doing it quarter to 6 due to family issues of mine. I cannot be here at 8. I'll be here right now. And the subject of my speech will be the tensions between US and China. Why am I talking about this? To those who doesn't know me, I briefly uh, I briefly explain what I'm doing here. I'm available every day from 8 o'clock till 8:30. I try to do it live. This time it's not gonna be live. It's gonna be just lying on my wall. And this is my schedule. And on each Monday, I'm gonna talk about business. To those who are interested in the subject, as I'm the passionate of business. I like to do business. For me, business is a chess in the real life. And I will talk on several subjects. Today I will talk about this rivalry between China and the US. What am I gonna talk about? First, I'm gonna touch about new global trade rules. Then I move to impact on supply chains, then shifts in global security frameworks, economic risk implications, developing economies between two powers, and what to watch in the new decade. And in the end, I will say about implications for individuals and business. So this is the plan of my presentations. And without further introduction, I will move to the first topic of my speech, which is the new global trade rules. Because it's my first time talking about such a complicated issues and I want to do it professionally, I will share with you my notes. And what I wanted to read aloud. I think it's going to be the most efficient way to speak about the idea that I'm about to. I'm just trying to do it. I think we're about to do some progress here in the screen sharing. We got you. So, dears, today we'll look at how rising tensions between the United States and China are reshaping global trade, technology and security, and what that means for business, economics, and individuals over the next decade. First, the rules of original trades are changing. The old assumption that goods, capital, and data move freely across borders is no longer the foundation of the system. Both the US and China are now shaping trade based on national security rather than pure economics. Export controls, tariffs, and investment restrictions are becoming long-term strategic tools. We're also seeing diversifying standards for technology, data governance, and sustainability, pushing companies to align with the bloc or the other. What does it mean? What are the examples of what I'm talking about? I close my notes because they are no longer needed, and I move the presentation to the second slide. And the companies that are affected by this rising rivalry between China and the US. First, I start from AMD and NVIDIA and all the producers of microchips and computer tools. They are producers of so-called semiconductors. The companies are like NVIDIA, AMD, ASML, or others selling advanced chip or chip making machines to China. This isn't about price or market demand, it is about preventing China from advancing military AI capabilities. So what this export control means is companies are now redesigning products like NVIDIA A800 specifically to comply with US national security rules. So this is what it means, this redundancy, concerning the AMD. Concerning the TikTok, let's move to TikTok because this is what interested maybe younger generation of our listeners. The US sees TikTok as national security threat and introduced legislation to force a sale, a phase, a ban. It's not about business performance, it's about data, governance, and foreign influence. So there are new rules restricting TikTok in the US. What does it mean, including Huawei? The US, UK, Australia, and other countries banned, restrict, or restricted Huawei for building 5G networks. The concept potential espionage risks, backdoors, or strategic dependency. Telecom companies were forced to remove Huawei equipment even if it has a cheaper or already installed. So this is how Huawei was affected, and this small icon what I'm showing to you is the reply of China, which is the China restrictions on rare materials, because China controls most global production of gallium and germanium, which are crucial for semiconductors and sensors. And in 2023 and 2024, China imposed export controls on these materials, citing national security. This forced companies in Japan, South Korea, and Europe to diversify supply or stockpile materials. So this is what's going on in life right now. So it's not such a free world as it used to be. As I said on a previous these are the like main thoughts of mine about what's going on right now in the global trade rivalry between China and US. Is that the old assumption that the goods, capital, and data move freely across borders is no longer the foundation of the system. Both US and China are now shaping trade based on national security rather than pure economics. That's first conclusion. Export control, tariffs, investment restrictions are becoming long-term strategic tools. Yes. And the third conclusion, we are also seeing the diversifying standard for technology, data governance, and sustainability, pushing companies to align with one bloc or another. Okay, let's move further. Impact on supply chain. For decades, efficiency and costs were the priority. Today, resilience and risk avoidance matter more. Companies diversifying production away from China, not abandoning entirely, but adding new locations to hedge against disruptions. This means higher operational cost, more complex logistics, and greater focus on critical materials like rare earth elements and semiconductor components. Mapping and monitoring supply chains is no longer optional, it's a key part of risk management. And the example, like it's like for me, it's really something that reminds me of Venetian spice trade diversification from 13th and 15th century, between 13th and 15th century. And what happened? For century, Venice relied heavily on single trade routes to bring spices, pepper, cloves, nutmeg from Asia through Eastern Mediterranean, largely controlled by Byzantine Empire, and later Islamic powers. That was efficient and profitable, but also very risky because wars could block the route. Rival powers, Ottomans, Mamluks, could impose heavy taxes. Pirates frequently attacked merchant ships, and political alliance shifted constantly. What Venice did, the resilient move, to avoid being dependent on vulnerable routes, begin to diversify trading partners, with multiple alternative supply routes, hold critical materials, and invest in national naval protection. Result increased cost and complexity made the Venice more resilient, less vulnerable, and capable of maintaining trade during regional conflicts. So this is what we have to do as the people who are running the big companies. Okay, shifts in global security frameworks. Manufacturing is also being of strategic competition. Countries are heavily subsidizing global production in chips, batteries, and clean tech, which is redefining global competitiveness. We're seeing two increasingly separate tech ecosystems emerge, covering AI, telecom infrastructure, and advanced manufacturing. And because technology is viewed as security asset, companies face tighter controls for IP, data access, and software transparency. And what does it mean in the face of economic risk implications? The Indo-Pacific has become the world's most important strategic regions. Now alliances like Quad, AUKUS, and IPF, to those who doesn't know, are the new pacts of United States between their partners in Australia and region of Indo-Pacific, are reshaping the military and economic balance. We're seeing military strategy and economic overlap where trade restrictions, sanctions, and technology controls act as tools of deterrence. Cybersecurity and information warfare has become core components of national defense. This creates a more volatile environment for markets and global operations. And what does it mean? Looking ahead, several threats will define the next 10 years. We'll see whether supply chain fragmentation becomes permanent or stabilized. Competition for dominance in semiconductors, AI, and clean energy will intensify. Countries are likely to introduce new digital trade rules and data sovereignty regulations. Sanctions and investment screening will expand, and national flashpoints from Taiwan Strait to South China Sea could affect global markets quickly and dramatically. So this is a threat. This is something that you have to take in your SWOT analysis as possible risks if you are dealing with Temu or Spotify or your business plan, even on a smaller scale. For business, the priority is building resilience, strengthening supply chains redundancy, monitoring policy shifts in trade and technology, and investing in cybersecurity and IP protection. For individuals, this means volatility in job markets, especially in manufacturing and high-tech sectors. Upskilling areas like risk analysis, compliance, and cross-border operations will become increasingly valuable. So this is what is good to study, kids. Consumers should also expect price fluctuations because global production is becoming more expensive and less stable. And this summarizes what I wanted to tell, what I wanted to touch on in global politics right now. I invite you for the discussion. I'm sorry that today is going to be a little bit shorter, my half an hour. I think it's going to be about 20 minutes. But I'm still grateful to all of you that you are watching me and giving me such a good feedback. I'm extremely proud. Maybe I will do it half an hour because I present to you what we did over this weekend, which was the production of Ryoka. Maybe today we skip a little bit of economics and go a little bit to this. So let's see Ryoka White Knight. What we need to share it with you. 1 second. I'm still learning all the tools. So let's remove this and add this. So this is how it looks like on January 21st. I don't know if you remember, but there was a pandemic. I make it bigger. I make myself smaller, or maybe I even. Oh no, let's watch it together. Let's see my reaction. Let's play the trailer.
This morning, there have been 571 cases confirmed by the Chinese government, and 17 people are reported to have died.
So this is what we're doing. This is an old thing that I think everybody had seen from you already. And it's time for you to watch Netflix. It's nice, you know. To smoke a little bit of tobacco. I think tobacco is a fight.
Top of the world like a Acropolis. Write what I know like a novelist. Nurture and grow like a botanist. Power as deep as my pocket is. Tickle my dreams like a shopping list. All we want, we gotta take it. Never got this, so we make a change. Ain't to win or we don't play it. This is our world now, we gotta change the game. All we need is to believe it.
And this is the full playlist that is available on my YouTube channel, buSSiness 71. I show you. That's my bestseller book. And this is how it got started with Break Someone's Wall.
Dead to me.
This is when I announced the new shorts and a small introduction to Pieces of Mine. And this is what we did this weekend. Let's have a look. Who the fuck is you?
I know who you are. I know why you are here.
No? Really?
You are the rat's crew. I'm your collateral.
What's in the room?
5, 6, maximum 7.
Kurwa!
Just a cardinal. I'm just a cardinal.
Szymon, ostatni bagaj się z grałki. We get game! Go! Więc tak to wyglądało. Pracujemy dalej, jeszcze będą trwały prace przez dłuższy czas. Zobaczymy, jak to się potoczy. Gorąco Was zapraszam do śledzenia mojego kanału Golden Square Records. To już wyłączę. Jak mówię, jutro widzimy się na techno, będzie jak w lustrach. Już mam zainstalowane te, jak one się nazywają. Lecimy do tego. Do Dubaju chyba było, nie? To ja będę jak ten DJ taki, kurde, najlepszy. Co ma certyfikat. No. Lecimy do Dubaju. Normalny, taki wtorkowy, kurde, powrót do domu. Dla tych, co wylecieli w czwartek. Także u mnie wolno się uspokoić. Najgorsze jest to, wiecie, to wszystkim, w tym wszystkim, że nie mamy jeszcze techno, ale jeżeli by ktoś chciał wiedzieć, o czym będziemy mówić jutro, to teraz też zaprezentuję. Może zrobimy w ten sposób, że ja teraz to zmaksymalizuję, teraz to zminimalizuję, o, i teraz to zreplace'ujemy i dodamy do tego, kurde, share screena, na przykład z tym, o, a tutaj, zobaczcie, wpisujemy YouTube i teraz przechodząc na mój kanał, który zaprezentuję i do playlist, który utworzyłem, można przejść do listy Tomas, to jest właściciel luster i posłyszeć to, co ja chcę jutro grać. Więcej takiego.
Aksjomatyzacja fizyki czy topologia krzywych i powierzchni algebraicznych to dziś bułka z masłem. Lecz 124 lata temu abstrakcja nie sięgała tak daleko. Ludzie żyli średnio 55 lat. Żenili się w wieku 20 dni i kobiet nie dopuszczano do głosowania. Więcej. W niedzielę do nas na aftach kazali do kościoła. To
Nie działa.
ale skąd wziął się ten nasz powszechny dziś po sobotnim menażu after? Wymyślił do kościoła. Król Warszawki i założyciel ministrów. Dla niego matematyka zawsze była niezwykle prosta i sprowadzała się do asercji literatnej pierwszego stopnia.
Tak to będzie wyglądać. To był w lustrach, ten wie.
Byliśmy tak naprawdę we trzech pierwszych założycieli i od zawsze faktycznie znaliśmy się i chcieliśmy mieć klub.
Teraz taką muzyczkę będę grał jutro. Gorąco zapraszam. Godzina 20, myślę, że tym razem będzie na czas, nie wiem, wcześniej. No i elo. Tym razem będę rozmawiał. Majcie prąd, że zapraszam do komentarzy, co myślicie o wojnie.
Byliśmy tak naprawdę we trzech pierwszych założycieli i od zawsze, od kiedy się znaliśmy, chcieliśmy mieć klub, bo
Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more.